Olympia Stadium, 1928, marked the beginning of a road to tradition. In one day, 4 state titles were decided. Since then, many of the game's finest have been down that road. This year, that road leads to the Palace, where 4 champions will be crowned. The Michigan High School Athletic Association is proud to present the Boys Basketball State Finals.
They're considered by many as America's top high school basketball team, and yesterday Detroit Southwestern demonstrated why. 68% field goal shooting dusted Flint Northwestern and left the Prospectors digging for their second straight pot of gold. PSL foe Detroit Northern is the only team to blemish Southwestern's near-perfect season. The Jayhawks tuned up for the rematch by disposing of Benton Harbor by 15. Tonight, they'll try to relive the magic.
Today's telecast of the Michigan High School Athletic Association Boys Basketball Finals are made possible in part by Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. True Value Hardware Store, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program. And by Coca-Cola.
From the Palace of Auburn Hills, the Michigan High School Athletic Association presents the 1991 Boys Basketball State Finals. This is the Class A Grand Finale, Detroit Northern versus Detroit Southwestern. Welcome back to the Palace of Auburn Hills, everyone. I'm Rick Berkey, and it's here, the big one, the Class A Championship, which happens to match 2 Detroit Public School League teams. Detroit Northern, which handed Southwestern its only loss of the season, looks to dethrone the defending champion Southwestern Prospectors. 3 titles are in the books already. Detroit Country Day won the Class B crown, led by 3-time All-Stater Chris Weber, as you can see. Then following that one in Class D, Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard captured the win over Allendale. Then Saginaw Nouvelle won the Class C title over West Iron County from the Upper Peninsula. They'll all go to bed as state champions, and congratulations to all. Ray Lane and Greg Kelser are courtside. They'll be bringing you the play-by-play of our Class A championship. Stay with us. This broadcast is made possible in part by Coca-Cola.
When you're reaching for the refreshing, one-of-a-kind taste that's out of this world, you can't beat the real thing.
In every corner of the state, Michigan folks receive a special kind of insurance help from Farm Bureau insurance agents. Help when it counts. People talking with people, and that'll never change. Wherever you live, whatever your lifestyle, your Farm Bureau agent is near you and has one objective, the Farm Bureau Insurance Objective, making your future a little more predictable.
Welcome back to the Palace. We're up in Suite 100. We want to thank Mr. Bill Davidson for his hospitality. We've enjoyed it all night long, and we've got one more championship to go. The Class A finale between Detroit Southwestern and Detroit Northern. The guys have done yeoman duty all day long at courtside. They've got one more left in them. Let's turn now to my colleagues, Ray Lane and Gregory Kelser.
Okay, Rick, thank you very much. And this is a Class A championship, as you mentioned. One loss tarnishing each record so far. Northern, by the way, that one loss against Southwestern, it was Northern that knocked them off. But a couple of real outstanding teams are going to see in action tonight.
Well, I tell you what, Northern hoping they can pull the trick one more time. Now, they did beat Southwestern for Southwestern's only loss, but Ray, that was back the third game of the year, and Southwestern, they've got the revenge factor on their side. They look to come up with a good game, and this should probably be a very, very good Class A final.
Well, we think we're going to have a shootout for you in Class A. We'll see what develops. Don't go away. We'll have the starting lineups, but first, this word from Chevrolet.
Welcome back to the Palace. Many of you have been waiting for the Class A championship, so let's get on with it. Right now, let's go down to Eric Forsyth, the public address announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare to celebrate this educational experience, let us remember those champions of years past who fought for the freedoms we as Americans so often take for granted. And let us also remember those champions of today who so successfully preserved those freedoms in the Persian Gulf. At this time, we ask you to stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats and respectfully pay honor to America as Martha Miller of Mount Morris High School will sing our national anthem. Martha?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Martha. And now, let's meet the starting lineups for this evening's game for the state Class A championship. The Jayhawks of Detroit Northern and the Prospectors of Detroit Southwestern. For Detroit Northern, at forward, 6'2" senior, number 23, K2 Davis. For Detroit Southwestern at forward, 6'5" senior, 32, Michael Hamilton. At the other forward for the Jayhawks, 6'2" senior, number 54, James Grisby. For Detroit Southwestern at forward, 6'8" senior, 42, Jalen Rose. At center for Detroit Northern, 6'4" junior, 42, Kenny Patterson. At center for the Prospectors, 6'6" senior, number 33, Flanolio Hall. At guard for Detroit Northern, 5'10" senior, number 10, John Clark. For Detroit Southwestern at guard, 6'4" senior, 14, Voshon Lenard. The other guard for Detroit Northern, 6'4" junior, 15, Leonard Bush. For Detroit Southwestern, 6'2" senior, number 30, Carlton King. Your officials this evening are Angelo Gust and DeCarlos Terry.
Well, the officials for this ball game, DeCarlos Terry, along with Angelo Gust, and the alternate is Joel Vanilla. And we'll see what develops as Perry Watson gets all set to see if he can repeat his team in his 13th year as head coach of Detroit Southwestern. Detroit Northern, coached by Harry Hairston, his 21st year, by the way, at the helm. And there's Harry, that would like nothing better to see the crown war upon his team, the Jayhawks. The Jayhawks will be the visiting team here at the Palace tonight. Needless to say, Detroit Southwestern, the home team. Navy blue and gold for the Prospectors of Southwestern. The colors, scarlet and royal blue for Detroit Northern. And a story of how they got to the Palace. Detroit Northern, impressive win, but impressive win back there by 10 over Berkey, rolled over West Bloomfield, knocked off Detroit Cody in that one. Davis with 38 points in that contest, and then the semifinal win over Benton Harbor. Quickly going to Southwestern, and how they got to the Palace. It all climaxed with the semifinal game yesterday over Flint Northwestern, 81-54 by 27 points. And you look in there and you say, well, they didn't really get pressed any place from the districts, the regionals, the quarterfinal, and the semifinal. So we're glad you could join us tonight. This is the Class A Boys Basketball Championship for the state of Michigan. And we are all set to go. Prospectors will go in control. Voshon Lenard, number 14, right back to him. Lenard and Rose as scorers for this Southwestern team, and reaching in an early foul, and that one is called on K2 Davis. We talk about scorers. K2, of course, with the big scoring threat along with Patterson for Detroit Northern. But when you talk to some college coaches from around this area in the Midwest, they say Davis is a big-time scorer.
You know, Ray, I went to the quarterfinals at the University of Detroit. As you see K2 Davis getting involved early. And the thing I saw from both teams was a tough, aggressive man-to-man defense. Didn't see a lot of zone employed by either team. They like to get down and play dirty, hard defense. And it'll be incumbent upon both teams to take good care of the basketball and avoid turnovers.
There's no way that Davis could have been stopped on that turnover, and then Mike Hamilton comes right back and evens it out for the Prospectors to tie the game at 2-2.
And that's what Northern can ill afford, the unforced turnover that time. And that was number 10. That's John Clark. He was guilty of the violation.
They talk about the Northern team as run, run, and run some more. That does have a tendency sometimes to get out of control.
And Southwestern, they like to run too, and they can do it in a half-court situation, especially when you got a guy like number 14, Voshon Lenard, on that drive with the layup.
And oh, how Mr. Lenard likes to drive that lane, and he just proved it.
Now, a lot of people feel that Lenard has played in the shadow all year of Jalen Rose, but no. Everyone knows how tough Lenard is. He is a super basketball player.
Kenneth Patterson coming through with that layup for his first two. Patterson coming off the semifinal game where he scored 31 points. Well, they're trying to keep Rose covered as much as possible inside. He gets the rebound, but reaching over the top, and they're going to call it a foul, and that will go on against Leonard Brush. His first personal second team foul against Detroit Northern. On a Saturday night, glad you can see some of the finest in basketball talent.
Well, Bush is down low, battling Rose. He has to be aggressive with Rose, and he has to do a good job of blocking him out. Rose, he doesn't look very strong when you just look at his body. He's a slender-built guy, but he's very strong, and he's very active inside, and he can get a ton of points on putbacks.
Jalen Rose has his first point of the ball game. The Southwestern team, when it comes to free throws, over the season, in 26 games, shooting 75% from the line. Strong fundamentals at that line. Rose 2 for 2 at the line. Southwestern up 6-4. And almost out of control. A little pressure applied that time by the Prospectors.
Well, you can look for Southwestern to press practically the entire game. How Northern responds to that pressure will go a long way in determining whether or not they can hang in here and have a chance to win this game.
Rush going out to Davis. Davis tried it from the circle, wouldn't go, and that ball bouncing on the out-of-bound line will belong to Southwestern. Inbounding it will be Hall, Falona Hall. Bringing the ball down court is Carlton King. Good ball handle. Found a seam, lays it up, won't go. Battle underneath, and a whistle sounds and a foul. Defensive foul underneath as James Grisby may be the guilty one, and he is. So Grisby has his first personal foul, third team foul on Detroit Northern as you watch it again.
Yeah, nice drive inside by King. And you can never, ever discount King's driving ability, feeling like he's going to be all pass and no drive and no shoot.
Nice quick pass underneath, nice soft touch, and put up that time by Hall.
And here comes the pressure. And I tell you, Southwestern's pressure is like a vicious dog. It gets stronger when it senses fear on the part of the opponent. So Northern, that is, has to do a good job.
Juan Jackson in there, number 12, just came into the ball game for Northern. Handle the ball quite a bit. Keep it moving, trying to find the open man underneath. Instead, it's put up but off. Tip in will not go. And third try is good underneath. That one belongs to Leonard Bush.
There's Bush getting involved on the offensive glass himself. It's just 2 of 11 in the game against Benton Harbor yesterday. Not a very good offensive performance, so you know Bush is looking to have a good game today.
Kenneth Patterson going up there. A lot of body contact on the board that time, and a foul called against Southwestern. We'll get this one straightened out.
Southwestern foul 33.
Hall is called for it. His first. Substitution coming in now for Southwestern. Quincy Bowens checks in, number 10. Tough on defense, a lot of quickness. Well, Southwestern got back that time. Northern thought maybe they might be 3-on-2. Instead, it turned out to be a 3-on-3. Defensive boards that time by Southwestern. A lot of substitution by the Prospectors.
We haven't seen Jalen Rose with the basketball much. He has it now, travels with it. But you know, when you deny him the ball down low, he has the capacity to come outside, put it on the floor, and create his own offense. He's very, very talented with the basketball.
Watching the quarterfinal game, they had him bottled up for a while. All he did was slide outside and hit a couple long from the perimeter side.
And that will get you to play up on him, and then he can go around you. He's very, very quick. Super player.
Try to put the trap on Northern. Would not work that time. But still a tough defense by the Prospectors put up. Southwestern leading 8-6 with 4:36 to go in the opening quarter. 3-point effort, yeah.
A push shot by Antwain Jackson. And I mean, he shot it from the hip too, didn't he?
He certainly did. Offensive foul. And that's called on Quincy Bowens, his first personal foul.
Tell you one good thing for Detroit Northern right now, they do not appear to be intimidated at all by Southwestern and Southwestern's
Second team foul.
big record and impressive standing in the Class A rankings.
Only the second team foul against Southwestern. Substitution now for Northern. This is Mario Thurman checking in. One time during the regular season, a starter, and sitting down is James Grisby, who got the starting call tonight, number 54.
Well, you know, Ray, there are those that wonder about the fatigue factor when you consider that Northern played Wednesday night, as did Southwestern. They both played yesterday and now today. And my answer to that question is that I don't think you really have a lot of fatigue when you're 17, 16 years old. But of course, you don't have a lot of time to prepare. But neither of these teams, I think, really having to feel that that's a heavy burden because they've seen each other during the course of the year quite a bit. And they've played each other, but they've had time to scout each other.
Bouncing ball still belongs to Southwestern. And it'll be Quincy Bowens inbounding it. He'll pull the trigger. Got to go deep outside to Leonard. Bowen's back with it up on top, trying to find somebody open down underneath. Trying to find Rose. He's being covered pretty good.
He is being blanketed in there. They will not give him the slightest opening to get going because Rose is a player that can score points in a flurry.
A foul called on Northern. That's against Kenneth Patterson. He picks up his first. 4th team foul.
Here you see the tough play inside. Trying to get the ball inside to number 20, Danny Hayes.
Voshon Lenard again looking inside. Can't find the open man. Comes back out. Bowens for Southwestern. Dished it off. Didn't look like he was quite set what he was going to do with it, but Lenard wound up with it and an easy layup.
Got to be impressed with the off-the-ball defense of Northern, but they're not doing a real good job of cutting down Southwestern penetration. That's the second time they've been able to get inside with the drive.
Thurman, a little too anxious to make a drive toward the basket, took his eye off the ball, off the fingertips, and out of bounds. 3:02 to go in the opening quarter. Southwestern leading Northern 10-9.
There you get a look at the turnovers. Despite pretty good pressure from each team, they've been able to take fairly good care of the ball. Each team with 2 turnovers in the early going.
Rose being guarded pretty closely, as we mentioned. Trying not to slide down too much.
You talk about Rose not being able to get involved offensively for Southwestern. I think they're doing a good job. Northern is against Voshon Lenard, too.
Bowens driving. And a reach in and a foul. Had a couple of steps on his opponent.
You know, again, it's the penetration. And I think if you're the man guarding the penetration, that's number 10, Bowens going in. But if I'm Northern, I'm going to play maybe off Bowens a little bit. Make him show me his ability to pop from the outside because you know he has the quickness to put it on the floor and go by you. It's the penetration that's really causing problems for Northern right now. Their defense, as I said before, off the ball is superb.
And causing some foul problems, 15 foul. That last foul on Jackson, his first. Thurman checks out.
Bowens, a 73% free throw shooter, averages 7 points a game. His job is to quarterback this team, but of course, you let him have that path to the basket, he'll take it almost every time.
And a couple of free throws give Southwestern the lead now of 12-9. Bowens with a nice touch as he stood at the line with those first 2 shots that he's had. Foul is called on Bowens. Coming across, trying to make the steal, and instead got the arm.
That's 2 fouls on Bowens. But as you mentioned, Southwestern has a pretty deep bench, and they will shuttle players in constantly. And the pressure, you can be sure, will remain on an uptick.
Dalton King back in now to guard position for Southwestern. Kenny Patterson in there scrapping for the ball. Jalen Rose was thinking a little bit about steal.
Well, Jalen Rose just wants to get involved. He has been contained thus far. There's the team fouls. Northern with 5, Southwestern with just 4.
Oh, big shoot. That'll hurt you.
That was Lenard Bush with the shot, demonstrating the ability to knock down the outside shot, something he was not able to do yesterday. I tell you what, if he can have a big game scoring-wise, then that's just a big-time bonus for Northwestern.
Traveling caught on the Prospectors. For the Jayhawks of Northern. Keep an eye. There's the trap on him. Took that foot. A little forceful that time, but still called on him.
Rotate, rotate.
I thought Northern did a great job in their quarterfinal win over Cody High School with their pressure. They're a team that can press as well. It's not just Southwestern that can apply the pressure full court.
Good effort that time and trying to keep it in bounds, but just couldn't do it. And stepping on the line is Grisby. The Prospectors.
There's the shot coming off. And there's the tenacity on the offensive glass. Northern coming away with a lot of second shot opportunities in this game. You see the foot on the line. That was pretty good camera work by our guys. Huh?
The shutter cam is working tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Traveling is called, no basket. Pete Scorch has got that old shutter cam working, hadn't he? 100%. Nice going, Peter. He had the whip out today. We all said about the show.
You said it. Told Peter on the job.
1:20 left in this first quarter. 12-12 ball game. Detroit Southwestern against Detroit Northern. Scramble for it, save. And a foul called on Southwestern as Davis put up the shot. And Carlton King is called for the foul.
Let me tell you, it is rough and it is rugged off the ball. Now there's a shot by K2 Davis, but look at the play inside. Bodies flying, players being very physical. No one backing down at this point. And I think both coaches have to be very, very glad to see that.
Well, Perry Watson keeping a close eye in his 13th year, keeping an eye on the opponent as Davis gets his first free throw of the evening. Meanwhile, on the Detroit Northern bench, a gentleman that's been around there for 21 years, Harry Hurst.
Yeah, Tego.
Missing on the second free throw from Davis. And rebounded by Rose. 13-12, Northern leading. Pumping way out as Lenard would not go. Nice rebound by Patterson.
What a pass up top. But he led him just a little bit too much.
There's Rose cutting in, changes direction, lays it up, yes.
That's where Rose can get involved in the open court. At that time, Southwestern was able to get a clean defensive rebound, which ignited their break. A nice outlet pass, and they were off and running.
Rose with his first field goal of the ball game. 14-13 Southwestern with 27 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Can't control it, kicking it around. Pass was low, but Patterson could not find the handle. Still got to bend down and get that ball.
24.3 to go in the quarter. Look for Southwestern to work the clock and get the last shot of the quarter. They lead right now 14-13.
Carlton King bringing it up. John Clark trying to keep an eye on him. Yes, with 7 seconds on it. Mike Hamilton. His second field goal. Time is running out almost. And what it counted as he got rid of it. But instead, Southwestern will take a first quarter lead over Detroit Northern, 16-13. This is a reminder. This is the MHSAA Championship Network. Don't go away. I wonder what. Rick Berkey, I know you got somebody up there, and I think a lot of the folks definitely know him. We're going to cheer him and boo him, but take it over, Rick.
Well, thank you, Ray. Some know him as the professor of prognostication. Others know him as the son of Swami. We all know him, of course, as Mick McCabe of the Detroit Free Press. Picker par excellence. And Mick, did you really go 15 out of 16 in picking the quarterfinals?
Yeah, and tonight I'm 3 for 3 so far, soon to be 4 for 4.
Just barely got over 500, though, in the semis.
Because the State Association changed the pairings on Monday. They expect me to get, 8 for 8.
Right, you only had 48 hours to make the change. All right, Mick, the Chris Webber high school era has ended. How long before we'll see another one of that magnitude?
Oh, another 5 or 6, 7 years, but let's wait a while. I mean, Chris was a great player, but holding the press conference the day of the state championships while 2 games were going on, I ain't buying that at all. I mean, Chris is a great player. He'll do very well in Michigan, but now it's time for let's get on with high school basketball again.
All right, and speaking of basketball, Northern and Southwestern going. Northern hands Southwestern its only loss so far this year, but you're still going to Prospectors in this finale.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they could beat them once this year. They're not good enough to beat them twice, and they had their chance. And now Perry Watson goes out with another state championship.
Mick, keep up the good work. Back to Ray and Greg.
Okay, Rick, thank you very much. Nice to see the Mick there, the son of Swami. And we'll see if he's right on this one. Right, there's a little proof that he may be as Rose goes up there in the second half and puts it in.
I'll tell you what, Southwestern is getting the tempo up to their favor right now, and Northern has to be very careful not to let this lead increase too much. You don't want to fall behind to a team like Southwestern. They just get stronger as the game goes on, and they're not a team that's going to easily give up a big lead.
Bush brings it down for Northern. Southwestern quickly getting back. Little spin away and jumper, and didn't quite make it to the twine. Covered up pretty good as the Prospectors again getting back and getting on defense.
And if you're Northern, you've got to be able to recognize when you have an advantage on the break. If it's not there, you pull it back out. That was a 3-on-3 break. Never an advantage. Southwestern did an excellent job of matching up in transition.
Voshon Lenard will set things up again for the Prospectors. Southwestern leading 18-13. Rose going outside. Good head fake. Drives, puts it up. And the 6-footer won't go, but look who winds up with the ball.
When he came, he got it way out on the floor where the drive started initially.
Yeah, baby!
Left hand using the glass, and up to Danny Hayes. Has his first basket.
As the point total rises for Southwestern, so does their confidence, and so does the strength of their full-court pressure. Northern has to be aware of that. They've got to be very careful. They need a basket here.
Southwestern up by 7, whistle underneath. And the foul is called. And we'll go against Southwestern, I believe, or was it shoving off? Might have been Northern shoving off. And was. As Grisby picks up the personal foul. And substitutions coming in the ball game now. For Detroit Northern, back in there is John Clark, number 10. Grisby gets a little rest.
Here you see the left-handed drive going in, controlling the ball impressively was Hayes. And that foul a moment ago for Northern was on James Grigsby. That's his second foul.
Rose at the line, hits on the first one. Rose with 7 points so far. 5 rebounds to go with those 7. And chalk it up to 8. 22-13, Southwestern. And on the arm, as Kenneth Patterson tried to bring it over the timeline. And all of a sudden, it was Alexander who reached in and committed the foul.
Kenneth Patterson, who had a super game yesterday against Benton Harbor, 14 of 20 from the field, 31 points, has yet to get on track offensively in this game. And I think, Ray, he was very fortunate at that time not to get the turnover because he turned around ready to dribble the ball up court without ever locating the Southwestern defense.
Patterson with a couple of points, had a field goal in the opening quarter. That's been it. And misses at the line. Again, trying to play catch-up. The Jayhawks. And maybe a little difficult. Davis trying to make the steal, couldn't find it, but instead a forced turnover, 2-on-1. Davis drives, lays it off the glass, will not go. Rebounded and a foul underneath. And going up and committing the foul that time is Mike Hamilton. And going to the line, it'll be Donnell Malpris, who just came in the ball game a few seconds ago.
There you see the steal by Northern and the push-up court, and the right decision this time because they've got a 2-on-1 break, though the Southwestern players hurry back. But that's when you attack in transition. Otherwise, you pull it back out, work the ball to get a better shot.
Malpris hits on the first one.
That basket breaks a 3-minute scoring drought for Northern.
Michael Wells is checked in now, sort of a swing man for Northern. Number 30, he's in the lineup. His first appearance tonight. And Malpris missing on that second effort at the line. 22-14, Southwestern leading Detroit Northern. Rose outside. Lenard puts it back up, won't go, and fouled in the process on the rebound. It'll be 2 shots at the line.
Well, Lenard has an excellent body for a 2-guard. 6'4", he's 185 pounds, very strong. Enough strength, in fact, to go in amongst the trees and get offensive rebounds like that, and then put the ball back up.
Michael Wells called for the foul. Carlton King checks back into the lineup for Southwestern. Perry Watson with a little instruction for the foul that he pulled out of there. There's Lenard at the line, hits on the first one. His second effort coming up right now at the line. Voshon Lenard, great player in the high school ball in the public high school league in Detroit. Goes 1 for 2 and he's got 5 points. Just a little too high, maybe a little too mustard on it.
Well, just to give you an indication of how confident Southwestern is in its full court pressure, they apply it after a missed free throw. Usually you don't put that on until you make a free throw or make a field goal. They go to it even after the miss.
King being covered pretty well that time. It's a good, strong defense turned in by Michael Wells. Lenard to Rose. Quick pass underneath. And traveling is called. Alexander that time wanted to go up with it, but moving the feet and called for traveling. Hayes back in the lineup.
Northern has to take advantage of Southwestern's not being able to get anything going positive on a consistent basis from the offensive end. I mean, this is something you can't expect to continue. Southwestern's just too good of a team. So, again, Northern has to take advantage of this opportunity.
Sean Lenard had it all the way, a three-pointer.
How long can you expect players that are as talented as Voshon Lenard, quiet as well as Jalen Rose? They're going to break out sooner or later.
Shot put up by Davis with no result. Fights for the rebound. Blocked by Lenard. Out of bounds, and it still belongs to Detroit Northern. Great defensive move that time. Substitution for Detroit Northern. Checking back in the lineup is John Clark. Checking out Michael Wells.
Oh, there's the block. I mean, he got up that time, Lenard. Saying, not today, K2. You better take it outside.
K2 unloads, won't go for him. Drives the baseline with a spinning kick. Nice move.
I thought he was out of control, right? He lost that on the first spin.
I thought he was going to go out of bounds.
There he goes, one spin, two spins, and he lost me on the first one. Well, he had enough balance when he came out of the second spin to locate the basket and get a nice shot off the glass despite getting fouled.
Hayes picks up the foul. Substitution coming in now for Southwestern. And this is Hasim Bakari.
Full court pressure now by Northern.
Bush turns it into a nice three-point play. All of a sudden, the three-on-one.
They're going to call a technical foul because he hung on the rim without anyone being underneath threatening to injure him. You know, you can hang on the rim if you're trying to protect yourself. But Jalen Rose, you watch, he hangs on the rim, does a little showboat, puts up the one finger, and that's the right call.
That's right. So the technical call on him and going to the free throw line for Detroit Northern Jayhawks. This will be Leonard Bush. Another look at it. You can see him hanging up there indicating we're number one. And Bush hits the tee.
And he's going to get a second shot, and he can make this, then it totally negates that basket, that advantage enjoyed momentarily by Southwestern. You know, there used to be a time when dunking first was brought back in, and then for many years that ensued, you couldn't hold on to the rim at all to protect yourself or not. And there's a fan favorite. I tell you, a lot of people can't wait till he gets back. His value to the Pistons has been seriously underscored this last month and a half.
It really has. You can take a look at the results, and the team does not operate the same way. They do so many things with him in that lineup. No doubt about it. Northern in possession. Trying to close it up a little bit more. Trailing Southwestern 28-19. Driving the lane. And what are we going to call? Foul on Southwestern. Grabbing the arm, and it's going against Southwestern's Bakari.
Hasim Bakari, he wanted a jump ball. As you'll see him come from the help side. And it looked like he almost had all ball. But the official saying that he got a little arm in the process.
They're being very diplomatic on that one, huh?
Following instructions, Mr.
Oh,
Lane.
excuse me. That's right. Forgot about that. Here's K2 Davis at the line.
Now I'm going to give the officials.
Wonder why. We will do or die.
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt in this high school tournament.
Davis with a couple of free throws. And off the foot that time of Lenard, out of bounds. And Northern has a chance to come back and get within 5, maybe 4.
Which is what they have to do. They have to keep the score close. They can ill afford to fall behind, as I said before, to this great Southwestern unit, being compared to some of the all-time greats.
Bush putting it up, couldn't find it off the rim. 3:07 remaining in the first half. Southwestern leading 28-21. Carlton King feeding off to Lenard. Hamilton comes into Rose. Knocked out of his hand. Good defensive move from behind as Bush moved up there. Going over the top. Did not score. Lenard comes down with a rebound for the Prospectors. Slows it down just a little bit, trying to get things set up. Good goal story.
And when you look at that figure, Northern 29%, they're very fortunate to only be down by 7 points at this juncture. Not taking good shots and not making very good decisions, especially in transition.
And they were trailing 28-21, but they can make it 31-21 now. And a three-point effort on the shot that was taken by Hamilton.
Here's another turnover. Lenard with the quick hands and here's a finish.
Definitely an unselfish move that time on the part of Lenard. He could have tried to take it all away, but instead came off to his teammate Rose.
Oh, those two play well together. In fact, this entire Southwestern team, very unselfish. They will make the extra pass.
The hook shot did not drop that time for Northern. As that was Kenneth Patterson's shot. Carlton King in possession of that ball right now. We're down to 1:39 in the first half. Just when it looked as if Northern would get going, Southwestern took over and recovered. A play similar to that one by Voshon Lenard.
They have just run off 7 quick points, and it's all been keyed by their defense, both creating turnovers and forcing tough shots by Northern like that. Another tough shot, though. K2 Davis is going to go to the line.
K2 Davis put it up. Carlton King called for the foul. We'll take another look at this play.
There's that unselfish pass. What a jam. That's pretty nice.
Very much so. Notice he wasn't hanging on the rim that time either.
Oh, he learned his lesson the first time.
Substitutions coming in for the Prospectors of Southwestern, and Perry Watson decides he will call a timeout with 1:15 remaining in the first half. It's Southwestern 35, Detroit Northern 21. We'll be right back. This broadcast is made possible in part by Coca-Cola.
When you're reaching for the refreshing, one-of-a-kind taste that's out of this world, you can't beat the real thing.
In every corner of the state, Michigan folks receive a special kind of insurance help from Farm Bureau insurance agents. Help when it counts. People talking with people, and that'll never change. Wherever you live, whatever your lifestyle, your Farm Bureau agent is near you and has one objective: the Farm Bureau Insurance Objective, making your future a little more predictable.
Nice to have you along here. We are at the Palace, and right now Southwestern won't say they're in command, but they are leading this game. Anything can happen, 35-21. A reason? Well, maybe this is frontline scoring, huh?
Well, 18-6, but very dominating in this quarter has been Southwestern. They're leading the quarter 19-8. And Jalen Rose starting to get involved just a bit, getting out on transition. You know, when you got a player like that in check, you definitely don't want him to start dunking the basketball, because that not only turns him on and gets him going, it ignites his team emotionally and get them going as well.
K2 Davis, a 12th grader, 6'2", 160 pounder. Can't drop it at the free throw line. And so he is 3 for 5 so far on the charity stripe tonight.
K2 Davis has a high game this year of 53 points. And he's a very fine shooter, evidenced by his 55% field goal accuracy.
Quincy Bowens for the Prospectors. 1:05 remaining in this half. And Bowens winds up with it again. Banks it high off the glass, and is covered pretty well by John Clark. He beat them all away. Bowen's first two. Bowens will pick up the foul. A little indecision maybe as Bush went up in the air and then couldn't dish it off and had his arm hit. See what's happened in the last minute and 40 seconds.
9-0. Prospectors, and again, it underscores always having to be in control, always having to be aware, because this Southwestern Prospector team can get off in a hurry, and they can turn a close game into a rout very, very quickly, and they're threatening to do that right now in this first half.
Quincy Bowens picks up the foul. That is his third personal, and he goes to the bench. And meanwhile, on the first effort, Leonard Bush has hit the free throw. Nice smooth touch at that line. Came in there at a 62% shooter. Looks like he's a little stronger than that of what he's done at the line so far.
His form and his follow-through and the rotation on his basketball are not indicative of a 64% free throw shooter at all.
Down to 23 seconds remaining. Southwestern leading 37-23. We're in the first half. Play for the one, huh?
And they got it in the right hands. Lenard, how about that?
Puts it up. 5 seconds left on the clock. Too late. Won't count anyway. Lenard, when it looked as if maybe he wanted to drive, faked everybody else, pulled up and put up the three-pointer.
And was strong with it, too, because he got a little contact on the shot.
We have played one half here at the Class A Boys Basketball Championship at the Palace. Southwestern leading Detroit Northern 40-23. This is the MHSAA Championship Basketball Network.
And right now with a look at the first half of action and their analysis, Ray and Greg at courtside.
Okay, Rick, thank you very much. And I guess, Gregory, when you talked about front court scoring, it was there for Southwestern. It was not there for Detroit Northern.
Well, the big guy that had a great game yesterday, Patterson for Northern, has yet to get on track. Just 2 points. And we said in order for them to be successful, he has to be involved. And, of course, Jalen Rose, Northern did a good job of keeping him quiet for a while, but then he exploded in the second quarter, as did his entire team. And they enjoy that 17-point lead right now as we speak.
While we're talking about efforts, let's talk about the statistics right now in that first half for you. As Southwestern shot an unbelievable 63%.
Well, they were patient, and they got the ball inside to their big people. And when they took the shot on the perimeter, they were good shots. 24%, usually emblematic of poor shot selection on the part of Northern.
Talking about the rebound department, 9 of those belong to a fellow by the name of Jalen Rose as we take a look at Northern scoring.
Yeah, Bush, 12 points. That's fine. He averages about 14 a game, but they've got to get the other people involved. Davis with just 5. He's a 28 per game scorer, and Jackson with 3 points.
So something has to happen. It's been happening for Lenard and Rose so far.
25 points between those two, and they've been ably helped by Hamilton with 7.
Southwestern 40, Detroit Northern 23. We're just about ready to start the third quarter. But right now, let's take a timeout. This is the MHSAA Championship Network. Greg Kelser, Ray Lane, Rick Berkey, all on hand here at the Palace of Auburn Hills as we get all set for the third quarter. And I'll say one thing, Rick has been on the old go tonight. Upstairs, downstairs, he's in good shape.
Hey, I'm impressed with the job he's doing, Rick Berkey.
Some interesting interviews from the past and the present, and we certainly appreciate it. We hope that you folks along our network appreciating the game that's going on right now. This is for the Class A Championship. In case you missed it earlier in the day, Class B belongs to Detroit Country Day once again, 68-57 over Albion. In Class D, Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard knocked off Allendale, 62-48. And in Class C, Saginaw Novell Catholic over Iron River West Iron County, 51-37. And the Class A to be determined in the next 16 minutes on the clock with 2 quarters to go in regulation. It'll belong to the Prospectors. They'll be moving from our left to right, and we'll see what transpires here in this third quarter.
I think Northern has to reestablish their ability their abilities early in this quarter. They cannot allow Southwestern to continue where they left off in the first half. Otherwise, their chances of getting back in this game are going to be seriously diminished.
Rose left around, missed the easy layup. He's discussing with himself going back on the fence.
They got lucky that time. Northern sort of dodged the bullet, but they got the rebound. Let's see how this first possession goes. Will it end up in a tough fourth shot as they did so much of in the second quarter, or will they work and get a decent shot?
Again, had a pretty decent shot there, but did capitalize it, but they did get the rebound off the iron. Still belongs to Northern. And could possibly make a three on it. Davis driving, has his first two of the second half, and will go to the line as a foul on the Prospectors.
Well, it wasn't a pretty sequence of plays for Northern, but it was a blue-collar type sequence, and they came away with maybe the best of opportunity, or the best of scenarios, getting a three-point opportunity. As you see, number 20 coming back into the game for Southwestern.
Danny Hayes checking in. Hall picks up his second personal foul, and he goes back to the bench. Missing the free throw. Rebounded by the Prospectors. 40-25. Southwestern out in front. And the third quarter is just underway.
Boy, to give you an indication of how much one-on-one basketball and how few passes that Northern was able to utilize in that first half. Just one assist, Ray. One assist team-wise for Northern in the first half. They've got to have the ball moving a little bit more and get guys in position to score where they're effective from.
Well, is a word that's, I guess it's described as unselfish. Sometimes you look at it and you say, hey, wait a minute, we are not living up to that. But they are not living up to hustle on that last play. Causing the turnover, and it belongs to Northern.
Southwestern shot 42% from the three-point line in that half. Compare that to 24% from the field, period, for Northern. And you get an idea of what kind of first half it was for Northern. Though it didn't start off that way, I thought Northern came out very, very well. They just could not sustain the positive things that they were doing.
Grisby went up for that rebound that time, and he was fouled by Carlton King, his third personal foul. Now that means coming right back into the lineup for the Prospectors is Bakari. Hashim played a little bit of that first half.
I'll tell you what, Ray, watching this Southwestern shuttle of players in and out sort of reminds me of Iowa's coach Tom Davis. Now, I know you're familiar with the Big Ten. He constantly has players running in and out. There's a lot of depth, and Kenny Watson enjoys that same advantage as players are coming in and out almost at every whistle and stopping the play.
You mentioned the word advantage, and it definitely is for several reasons. It's almost like you also have some specialists. Specialists like a fellow by the name of Lenard that just canned that one.
Well, his specialty is being able to do it all. I mean, you name it. Shoot the jumper, drive the ball to the hole, play solid defense, rebound, and even block a shot or two. But Voshon Lenard can do it all.
Plays good defense. Staying right now on his man. That man is Leonard Bush. Again, shot would not go, but last touch by Southwestern. Still belongs to Detroit Northern. Northern getting a substitute in right now as Antoine Jackson checks back in. And checking out is John Clark. So Jackson, number 12, on the lineup now for Detroit Northern. The Jayhawks in their scarlet and royal blue uniforms. And trailing right now, 32-25. Jump ball possession still belongs to Detroit Northern.
The inclination of almost every young player when he gets the ball in that paint area is to put it on the floor first. But when you have it down that low, you got to realize that there's going to be defensive help and it's going to come quickly. And if you put the ball on the floor, then chances are you're going to get it taken away or slapped away. Northern fortunate that the possession area was facing them that time, but they turned the ball over anyway.
And which is a difficult thing to overcome. You want to do that, a reaction almost. I would say it has to be one of the toughest things for a coach to teach is go up with that ball. If you have a chance to do it, don't put it down.
Well, certainly locate the defense first.
Rose going up for the layup, and is hammered pretty good that time by Bush. Picks up his second personal.
No hesitation that time on the part of Rose. He got the nice pass inside. You'll see him on the left side of the key, lurking, and there he is. He goes up, and he has to be fouled in order to be stopped.
Southwestern 42, Northern 25. 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Jalen Rose at the line. Boy, what he has done. Points per game, rebound. Another complete player. And substitution for Detroit Northern now. Here's Michael. Wells coming in.
Wells, and 1.8 points per game scorer, 53% from the line. Doesn't shoot a lot, comes in for defensive purposes.
Wells in for Grisby. Pressure applied by Southwestern. Davis firing for the corner. He's been a little bit on the cold side so far tonight. Rose driving, missing, layup put back in by Mike Hamilton.
Hey, you gotta like the conditioning of this Southwestern team. They all get back. They don't take anything for granted. Yeah, there's your All-American Jalen Rose streaking down on the right, on the left wing for a layup. You think that he's gonna make it on the they don't put a follow.
Davis that time will get credit for the basket. And Lenard at the other end will get credit for that one.
And give the assist to Rose. Nice pass down low.
Raging in, Lenard trying to make the steal. Made contact on the arm. And John Jackson. Northern will inbound it here. Could be getting a moment of reckoning for Harry Hairston and his staff. His team trails 48-27. Leonard Bush. Davis wants to go baseline. Puts it up, won't go, but he draws a foul. A foul called against Derek Hayes. That's where he forced him shot.
K2 Davis is a fine basketball player, but because of this overwhelming defense being applied by Southwestern, he just has not had the ability to demonstrate his capabilities out on the floor.
Well, looking at the roster, I have Southwestern's Perry Watson playing 12 of his players with 15 on the bench.
A lot of players getting quality minutes out on the floor for Southwestern and Perry Watson.
Couple of free throws made by Davis. Traveling call on the Prospectors. And Northern will inbound it, have a chance to get into the 30s if they can hit on this next possession. Trailing 48-29 and desperately trying to get this game with 4:10 to go in the third quarter. Nobody there. Didn't even take a look. Nice save. Couldn't save it. Rose comes in there and takes care of it. Throws it up to Lenard. And Lenard wants it to go down. Won't do it. But was fouled and will go to the free throw line in the act of shooting. No, the inbound will not go to the line. Excuse me.
And this is something that you see Southwestern, if you've been able to watch them anytime during the year, they like to use this play. The lob from Rose, who's very good at throwing that pass. He throws it very accurately to Voshon who can catch it.
And Rose loading it up that time, hitting from outside earlier in this broadcast. That was good for 3 points, by the way. Gregory Kelser talking about how he can shoot from the outside. He proved it for you. Comes right back and makes a block on the attempted shot by Northern. And a little tap in made that time by Detroit Northern's Kenneth Powers.
Ray, what Northern is doing is continuing to turn down the little 12 and 13-foot jumpers for a drive to the basket and a tough shot with pressure.
Rose and Lenard like a couple of guys possessed inside the paint there, going up for the offensive rebound.
Possessed is right.
Foul called against Northern.
You look at this. Now here's Rose with the tap. I mean, it's like volleyball between Lenard and Rose. And the basket is the net.
Wells called for the personal foul. And Wells checks out of there for Detroit Northern. 51-31. Southwestern up by 20. And Derek Hayes will go to the line. So Derek gets his first 2 points in this ballgame.
And just when you decide that you're going to focus more pressure on Rose, more pressure on Lenard, guys like Hayes can, Hayes can step up and get three-point opportunities. There's the nice drive and penetration again by Bowens. The good decision to drop off. And Hayes was right there ready to put it in.
Malpress in the lineup, number 45, came down with that rebound on a short free throw just off the iron. And the Jayhawks really have to get something going. Trailing 53-31, down to 2:53 in the third quarter. Patience is a great thing. Showtime! Davis made the basket, and Rose comes right back. Puts a little reversal on it.
Boy, they did not give them not a minute, a second to savor that layup a moment ago. Quickly taking the ball out of the net, getting it out of bounds, and catching Rose running long for an easy dunk. Here it is again. If you didn't see it, just sit back and appreciate Rose on the jam. And he held a little bit that time.
A little double dribble that time by Prospectors. And we'll take a timeout with 2:25 to go. Southwestern 35-33. We'll be right back. This broadcast is made possible in part by Chevrolet. We want to talk about transition in a hurry off a basket.
Well, here's Northern enjoying success very, very briefly. And Ray Lane, get your cards out. I want you to grade this.
Oh, that is a 10 from our shutter can. Knocked out of bounds ball. Will still belong to Detroit Northern. And Northern trailing 55-33. As Detroit Southwestern. Here's a story so far on the turnovers, but it hasn't bothered the Prospectors that much. With 2:08 to go in the third quarter. Left alone was Kenneth Patterson, all by himself, and has his 6th point of the ball game. He'll go to the line, foul committed as he made the drive.
Patterson was able to do a lot of that yesterday and really needed to be able to continue it today, but he hasn't had many opportunities as the paint area has been almost shut down for any type of action offensively, excuse me, Ray, from Northern. But
Rose committed a foul. He comes down with a rebound after Patterson missed the free throw. A little too much on it that time.
He threw that pass with his right hand, Rose, the left-hander, and it was accurate, but it did have a little too much hot sauce on it.
Yeah, I remember you having something like that, Joe. Just want to give a little credit for that. J.T. Davis hitting on that last shot.
I better have caught those. You don't get any more if you keep missing them.
Right. First layup tried for, no whistle underneath. And the Jayhawks quickly coming back. The Prospectors quickly on defense. 3 seconds. Wanted to get it out to somebody. Pretty well defended, too. Harry Hairston over there. Well, come on. We got to get going, guys. Lenard takes a little time to set it up. Rose wants to go to the baseline. Lays it up. Well, he shot a lot of folks, a lot of things tonight.
I'll tell you what, that is taking advantage of a minimal amount of real estate to its absolute best that time. He didn't have very much room in there, but he was able to snake along the baseline and get the dipsy-do layup to go. I hope we get a chance to see it again.
We had a dipsy-do drive that time by Quincy Bowens. Couldn't make it drop for him, but drew the foul.
Here's Rose taking advantage of that slim line on the baseline. And tell you what, Dr. J, he would appreciate this move because it's right out of his handbook. Look.
It is, isn't it? Wayne Rogers called for the foul for Northern.
15 fouls.
And Quincy Bowens going to the line. Bowens with 4 points.
2 shots.
Tell you what, when you play with guys like Rose and you play with guys like Lenard, you don't always get a lot of notoriety. But I tell you what, Bones is so very important to this team. Quincy Bones, with his leadership out on the floor, his quarterbacking ability, his decision-making, all so very, very important to the success of the Prospectors.
Not to mention a little bit of that defense, too, as he goes 1 for 2 at the line. And attitude plays a big part with this entire team. Prospectors at Southwestern. Back in the lineup now is Carlton King for the Prospectors. I'll tell you, that swarming defense, sometimes you look out there and you say, they've got too many guys in the court.
And the thing, too, Ray, it looks as formidable as it did at the beginning of the game. I mean, we're 3/4 of the way home, and these guys are still playing like the game just started. A lot of energy.
J.T. Davis's shot would not drop from the corner. Lenard, a little 8-foot jumper off the glass. Voshon and Jalen Rose with a little clinic going here in the second half.
That's exactly what it is.
Still won't go. And Southwestern dominating the boards at both ends. A little out of control that time. Buzzer sounds. That's the end of the third quarter. Southwestern really on the roll to make it 2 straight Class A titles, leading Northern 60-37. We'll get all set for the fourth quarter. This is the MHSAA Championship Network. At the Palace after 3 quarters of play for the Class A Championship, the Prospectors of Southwestern leading 60-37. Well, Rick Berkey has been busy, and he's going to be busy again because he has a special guest from ESPN up there in Adrian Carson. Rick.
Thank you very much, Ray. We do have Adrian Carson, co-host of the fine show Scholastic Sports America on ESPN. And Adrian, welcome to Michigan. I know you're doing a special coming up on high school basketball. And tell us a little bit about the special and when it'll air.
Airs Monday night, April 8th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We've had the opportunity over the past couple of months to see some great high school basketball. This is the first time I've had the privilege, and I mean a privilege, to watch Michigan high school basketball. We've got our co-host Dan Debenham down in Indiana this evening watching everything going on at the Hoosier Dome. Our purpose here this evening is probably doing about a 6-7 minute cover story in the Class B, Class A championship game, talking to everyone from Isaiah Thomas to everyone else who has seen Michigan basketball participated and kind of comparing it to what goes on down in Indiana.
Of course, the Scholastic Sports America runs on Monday. You can see that special. What do you see as you go around state to state? Does it vary that much in athletics across the country?
Honestly, Rick, from individual player to individual player, what another responsibility of mine in this show is to kind of put a dream team together of juniors. And things we've seen, you know, way out west with Jason Kidd, Roderick Rhodes in Jersey City. Just outstanding ability and talent, and to put all these guys in one team would really be a dream team.
Again, that's Monday night, April 8th, 6 o'clock p.m. The special on Scholastic Sports America on ESPN. Make sure you catch it. Adrian, thanks for joining us.
Rick, thank you.
All right, Ray and Greg, back to the action on the floor.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. That does sound like an interesting fair, and we will be watching for it, no doubt about it. As Lenard will turn that ball over to Detroit Northern. We thought maybe we talked about some of the players down in Indiana. We get a home-and-home series going, a 2-game series.
Whoa, wouldn't that be something? You know, I think, you look at the stats right here. Southwestern out-rebounding Northern 25-20. The three-point shooting still in the favor. Everything in the favor of Southwestern. The biggest stat, though, is the 28% field goal shooting after 3 quarters by Northern, who cannot beat a team as good as Southwestern shooting that poorly from the floor.
Got to do something with it. And you can't say, well, it's just an off night. It might be in some ways, but there's a defense that's come up in front of you, too, causing a lot of those problems. Rose tackling back in on the second effort. So Jalen missed it the first time, puts it up, and gets it the second time to increase the lead, 62-37. A little traveling there, wanted to release the ball, couldn't do it. A little instinct took over, and so did the foot.
Speaking of instincts, how about the defensive instincts of Voshon Lenard that time as he caused that travel? And you know, Ray, what has to be a very depressing thought for Northern right now. I mean, if they were to go on a 24-0 run, well, make that 26. If they were to go on a 26-0 run, they'd still be trailing by 1 point.
Well, thanks for the bearer of that good news there. And Mike Hamilton scored that last basket for the Prospectors. Davis driving, puts it up, won't fall. And the foul is called on Hamilton.
And it's really, really unfortunate for Northern because they just ran into a buzzsaw today. They're a much, much better team than they showed The same can be said for the Class C team from the Upper Peninsula. In their game against Saginaw-Neville, really could not get off the mark in the first half. Struggled. I'm talking about Iron County. And really, they're not representative of the type of team they are and the type of year they have, where Northern's facing that same situation right now.
Gary checks out of the lineup. And Derek Hayes checks in for Southwestern. K2 Davis at the free throw line. My goodness, he's having trouble hand dealt to him out there from the free throw line tonight. 6:22 to go in this ball game. And the Prospectors of Southwestern well on their way to back-to-back crowns in Class A. Rose puts it up, gets 2 more, calls the foul. Sounds like a broken record, but it's true.
Well, it does sound like a broken record. Rose, Lenard, Rose, Lenard. I mean, those guys are very, very tough. Maybe as tough a tandem as we've seen on any one high school team in a very, very long time.
Yes, very much so. Foul called against Southwestern's Derek Hayes. Moving in there, making a little contact, trying to get that rebound, looking for the edge. Substitution for Detroit Northern now. Coming in is James Grisby back into the lineup. Nope, not going to come back in. Goes back to the scorer's table because the man he's supposed to replace is at the line. Christopher Williams. Williams, a 12th grader, 6'5", 195. Has not played a lot this year. Comes into this game, 3 out of 4 from the field, 1 of 4 from the free throw line. So has not seen a lot of action. Hits on the first one. And misses with the second. 6:09 to go in regulation. Southwestern way out in front, 66-39. For Lenard. Davis. Number 3. Something that Davis was looking for in the first half. Couldn't do it. Goes up for the rebound. And Lenard fouls him from behind.
Though Davis was able to knock down that three-point shot a moment ago, I think that fast break showed just how tough it has been for Northern to score in the paint. Ray, they had a 3-on-1 break. And all Northern could get out of it was a pull-up from the top of the key. Sure, they got the 3, but the inside has just not been available, and quickly getting it back down after that 3 in penetration was Southwestern, though they didn't come away with the 2 points this time, but really they have been on the money all day long. Very, very quick, both in transition as well as quick to the basketball after missed shots and loose balls.
Davis at the free throw line, and will go again.
One!
This is on the second one, and a foul away from that ball, and maybe against Southwestern.
I think it was a lane violation, which will give K2 Davis another opportunity.
Quincy Bowles, the man Culver, invading the lane there a little bit early.
Looking at the line on Davis, he has 19 points as we speak, but he's 6 of 16 from the field. Excuse me, 21 points with those 2 made free throws, but he's 6 of 16. It has not been easy in terms of getting field goals for Davis. Not a lot of open shots.
Rose with a rebound after Lenard's shot wouldn't fall. Down to 5:33. Southwestern in command at 66-44. 22-point lead. Lenard.
That's leaping ability there. That is leaping ability. He took it in with the power dribble, went on 2 feet, and I mean, he skied before he jammed the basketball.
3 points that time for Northern. And Davis with back-to-back 3-point efforts.
This is the ball.
Yeah, it did.
Well, they got it below 20. Or excuse me, it's not below 20. It is below 20. It's 18.
Leonard Bush hitting that three for Northern. Applying the pressure. The Leonard contact made in. There was just no way that could be pulled up without Thurman hitting and making contact. So Thurman called for the foul, and Leonard will go to the line.
Here along that baseline, and I tell you what, watching Leonard play and do things like that, he reminds me so much of the former U of M great Neil Robinson, about the same size, maybe a couple of inches taller, but strong legs and able to finish with authority inside.
Look at him, you see from behind there, the way the shoulders are, the neck, and the way he handles the ball.
A lot of similarities there, absolutely.
Did not get the free throw to drop for him, though. Going right on the easy layup, but missed. And Northern gets a second chance. That has happened in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds for Northern. Outscoring the Prospectors 12-2.
Well, this ought to be interesting.
Oh, showtime that time. Oh, a little smile from Rose.
Yeah, it just didn't work out.
Davis puts it up and hits. Draws the foul. Will the basket count? Yes.
It's getting raggedy. And while it is, Northern is being afforded the opportunity to make this thing respectable. I don't think there's any chance of them coming back winning this basketball game because Southwestern is just too good. And they'll just pull it out and work the clock if they feel any danger, Ray Lane. But Northern still hanging in there, and you have to applaud that.
All right, let's see if they can do it. 4:12 to go. Southwestern 68, Detroit Northern 52. And we'll be right back. This broadcast is made possible in part by Farm Bureau Insurance. Well, as we get set for the final 4 minutes and 12 seconds, we'll tell you that 15,686 in attendance tonight for this Class A championship. And for the 3 sessions this morning, the doubleheader this afternoon, and D and C ball and the Class A, total for the one day, 51,279. So nice to see the fans supporting Michigan high school basketball. We talked about winners earlier today in those other games in B, D, and C. Now, we haven't had any come right down the wire. In B, 11 points. C and D, 14-point spread between the winner and loser.
Field goal percentage, Northern 33%, Southwestern 56%. And Ray, you talk about the average margin of victory in those 3 games being right around 12 points. And it doesn't look like this outcome is going to do anything to hurt that average.
Yeah, 68-52 right now with 3:58 to go in the ball game. Northern with the ball. Davis trying to find somebody open. He's got a 3-point effort. And he's hit by Leonard Bush.
Hey, they got something going on here.
Bush puts it up. Hurried that one a little bit. Might have heard some footsteps. And released it and had a chance to capitalize and didn't hit on it. 68-55. Southwestern leading. 3:30 to go in this ball game.
And as I said, sensing any trouble, you could expect Southwestern to pull it out and work the clock. They've got very good ball handlers in the game, and the clock is their ally.
That's exactly what they're doing right now. I'll tell you what, foul is called. Lenard, by the way. Voshon has sat down for Southwestern. And while we were away for the commercial, I'll tell you one thing, Perry Watson was not too happy with that little play off the glass trying to set up Jalen Rose.
No, he wasn't, because he knows, I mean, he's an experienced coach. He's been around much too long. He knows that the game is never out of reach, especially when you got that 3-point line out there. Teams can get back in very, very quickly. You look at the margin right now, 13 points. And that's just 5 possessions for Northern at this point in the game.
Davis with his 4th foul. And brought down by Detroit Northern. And Leonard Bush will have it. We get a whistle, and that means a timeout. And 3:08 to go in regulation here. In the Class A championship game in the state of Michigan, Southwestern 68, Detroit Northern 55. This broadcast is made possible in part by Chevrolet. Greg Kelser, there we see the time remaining. The score, 13-point separation between Southwestern and Northern. And now the timeout on the board. Northern with one more timeout. Southwestern has the 3.
Southwestern's biggest lead of the game was 27 points early in this quarter. Now Northern has been able to turn things around with their pressure. They've been able to knock down some three-point shots, and they've outscored Southwestern by 14 points since that point of the game. Perry Watson imploring his troops to keep playing good defense, limiting Northern to one shot because there's still plenty of time left.
Leonard Bush putting it up, but a foul was underneath the basket, and James Grisby pushing off will be called for the foul.
And I'm sure, as you said, Ray Lane, you told them no more alley-oops off the backboard until maybe 5 seconds to go in the game, and we're up by double figures.
Or do it in the gym at the end of the season, guys. I don't want to see it.
Even better, huh?
Derek Hayes goes to the line. Grisby, we called on for the foul. 2:56 remaining, 68-55, Southwestern leading.
Short
and rebounded by Northern. This is Davis. Down to his own man. For some reason, it went off the leg, somehow, some way, off of Quincy Bowen's legs.
Well, they're getting real sloppy with the basketball, and that's not what got them back into the game.
Grisby has that shot almost tied up, but at least it was partially blocked.
It's a double dribble.
Double dribble called against Southwestern's Carlton King. That means that the Prospectors one more time will give the Jayhawks a little bit of advantage underneath the basket.
Well, Northern, they floundered 3 consecutive scoring opportunities.
Is called on Southwestern's Hashim Bakari. Didn't like the call because the fellow said should have been a jump ball.
They are so determined to take the ball to the basket. Is Northern right now. And I tell you, I'm very fortunate to come away with the last 3 calls going in their favor.
You see, Rose on the right was indicated should have been a jump ball, and he got a long, nasty look from one of the officials.
We might add that the possession arrow, just in case of a held ball, does point in the direction of Northern.
James Grisby at the line. And if I'm right in my score pad, that's his first point. Make it 2. Both coming from the line. So he gets 2 points. 68-57. Southwestern's been outscored this quarter, 20-8. 2:26, rather. That's what's left on the clock. And slowing things down a little bit. 68-57, Southwestern, leading Detroit Northern.
Northern has to get up and play man-to-man and deny passing lanes.
And Southwestern left wide open as Derek Hayes driving and puts up an easy 2 on the drive. And we're down to 2 minutes remaining in this ball game, 70-57. Davis trying for it, couldn't find the handle. Shot did not fall that time for Leonard Bush. Here's Rose. Got a good view of the court, looking around, handling the ball and taking it easy and slowing things down. Had a chance to drive early in the ball game, he would, just taking time off the clock now. Partially deflected, belongs to Davis. Davis puts it up, will not go. Northern on a 19-4 run. Bush puts it up, yes, 3-pointer, and we got a whistle and a baby against Lenard.
Looks like it's going to be a 4-point opportunity for Bush.
And I believe that's, 4 fouls on Lenard? 5?
There you see the jumper.
5 fouls. Lenard is fouled out. With a minute 28 left in this game.
Lenard is gone. And I tell you what, this is a big free throw for Bush because this would reduce the deficit to 9 points, which would mean 3 possessions if they can come up with 3 stops for Northern.
Northern on a 22-4 run here in the late stages of this ball game. Bush at the line to try to make it a 4-point play.
And Ray, is all because Southwestern got careless.
He gets it back and gets 2 points on it. Southwestern.
Hold the phone. Don't go anywhere.
A little choked up.
And they've got a valuable ball handler in Lenard on the bench with the 5 fouls. We've got a minute and 5 to go.
Almost stolen that time. Flicked out of bounds. Bush just got his hand on it. Almost made the steal. Still belongs to Southwestern. Jalen Rose will inbound it.
He has a calm look on his face, doesn't he? We're under a minute.
Northern's got to come out and foul, and they do. Charging right in there as Michael Wells picks up the foul. And going to the line will be Quincy Bowles.
Not a lot of choice in terms of whom you should foul for Southwestern. Bowen shoots 73%. And when you look down their list, their poor shooter shoots 65, and that's Wilkerson, and he's not in the game right now.
Yes, for Bowens, he'll go again. Well, you might say this doesn't mean anything, but keep in mind, had he missed that and the rebound belonged to Northern, I'm just going if and supposing, but it could happen.
Well, this still is a big free throw because it kicks it back up to 4 possessions necessary for Northern, barring anything bizarre, to tie this basketball game. The lead is 9 right now. Make it 10.
James Martin checking in for Northern now. He comes in the game. Bush has the ball stolen, and a foul. No, they're going to call it on the sideline and out of bounds. Out of bounds. It will still belong to Northern as Bowens bounces out of bounds.
3-point field goals. Northern picking it up.
No way. Southwestern under the basket, and a foul committed quickly that time to stop the clock. And reaching in quickly, and the foul will be on Michael Wells, his 3rd.
Well, Southwestern still looks like they'll win this game. But Ray, I think they learned a valuable lesson here, and that's that you don't put it in the win column too soon. They went to the theatrics a little too early, and the momentum swung dramatically and gave Northern a chance to really get back into the basketball game.
Wells' 4th foul, and Mike Hamilton at the line sinks the first one. Back-to-back championship crowns just about set up now for the Prospectors of Detroit Southwestern and their head coach, Perry Watson. There's Perry. Still studying it. Says we're not out of the woods yet. Down to 34 seconds. Go ahead.
He looks a lot like he did last year when he came away with his first crown. Very stoic, very calm over there, almost emotionless.
Last year, you go back to this date, 67-54. Prospectors winning the championship in Class A down in Saginaw. After so many close and narrow misses.
And Southwestern's players about to don the shirts of champions here.
Yep.
Get a feeling they had a pretty good idea of what was going to happen.
They got the T-shirts and they're putting it on. 29 seconds remaining in the ball game. And Quincy Bowens hits on that one. Will go again. Hey, our thanks right now to our statistician, Barry Smeads, working all day. A lot of guys working all day, but we want to thank Barry for keeping the facts and figures for us. Jeff Morrell, our stage manager. Thank you, Jeff.
Well, Ray, we've been here since 9 o'clock this morning, and I tell you what, it's been a lot of fun.
Says the same thing. Another play. That's a lot of fun. 5 seconds to go. Foul is committed, and Hamilton commits the foul.
Tell you what, Hamilton, a lot of people feel like he's the sleeper on this team, and they're going to lose some very, very valuable seniors, but it always seems to be the case with Southwestern. They've always got very, very good athletes ready to step to the fore.
Hey, our thanks to our production coordinator, Ken Schramm, to our chief engineer, Kevin Drost. Thank you very much. to the MHSAA coordinator, John Johnson, and his assistant, Nate Hampton. We thank them very, very much. To all the guys on the camera, the fellows that work the VTR machines, our timeout coordinator, that's Chris Lango. Our video technicians, our audio, Berkey Stager, who's been with working. Art Cole, of course. Brian Johnson, Kim Phillips, and operators. Stage managers, I mentioned Jeff Moore, Robert Reynolds, Tom Steiner, and Steve Rosenbach, and everybody. Celebration time. Prospectors are the ones celebrating, and the Jayhawks are the ones sort of looking on right now as the Prospectors repeat, winning the Class A championship. The final score is 77-63. We will have more comments about all the action we've seen, but this is the MHSAA Championship Network. Don't go away.
Detroit Southwestern wins the Class A championship. And now for the awards presentation, let's go down one more time to Eric for South on the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the presentation of the championship trophy and medals, let's acknowledge these two fine teams for their achievements this year and their play here today. First, let's honor the runner-up in Class A for the state of Michigan, the Jayhawks of Detroit Northern. Let's meet the Jayhawks and present them with their individual medals. Number 12, Antoine Jackson. Number 20, Dwayne Rogers. Number 24, Jamil Dowdell. Number 30, Michael Wells. Number 32, James Martin. Number 34, Joseph McClendon. Number 40, Mario Thurman. Number 45, Donnell Malpress. Number 52, Christopher Williams. Number 10, John Clark. Number 15, Leonard Bush. Number 23, K2 Davis. 42, Kenny Patterson. And 54, James Grisby. And accepting the runner-up trophy, number 50, Delano Jones. And accepting the trophy in Class A for the state of Michigan, runner-up, Harry Hairston. Tom Rashid, the Director of Physical Education for the Archdiocese of Detroit and member of the Michigan High School Athletic Association Representative Council, is making the awards presentations at this time. Now let's meet the 1991 Michigan High School Athletic Association Class A champion, the Prospectors of Detroit Southwestern. For their medals, here's number 3, Randy Steele. Number 10, Quincy Bowens. Number 12, Andre Thomas. Number 20, Danny Hayes. Number 21, Tamayo Alexander. Number 22, D.R. Wilkerson. Number 24, Anthony Eagle. Number 34, Hashim Bakari. Number 40, Ike Gamble. Number 41, Derek Hayes. Number 1, the 32, Michael Hamilton. 42, Jalen Rose. 33, Lenolio Hall. Number 14, Voshon Lenard. And number 30, Carlton King. And accepting the trophy for the championship Class A, their coach, Perry Watson. Congratulations to the Detroit Southwestern Prospectors, the 1991 Class A boys basketball champions of the state of Michigan.
Well, the Southwestern Prospectors celebrate the Class A state championship, their second in a row, and well they should. We'll be right back. This broadcast is made possible in part by True Value Hardware. Year, it's only the third time in the history of Michigan basketball championship record that 3 teams have successfully defended their state championship. It happened back in 1936 and 37 when Lansing St. Mary, Detroit St. Thomas, and Stevensville all won back-to-back titles. Then back in 1971 and 72, Flint Northern won 2 consecutive Class A's, River Rouge won 2 consecutive Class B's, and Shelby High School won back-to-backs in C. So just the third time it's happened. Let's go down now to the floor. Ray Lane and Greg Kelser standing by with winning coach Perry Watson and some happy players.
77-63 the final, and Detroit Southwestern does it again. Perry Watson, how do you account for this one compared maybe to the one last year with that first title?
Oh, it's just a sweet. You know, anytime you can repeat, it takes a lot of dedication and sacrifice from the guys on the team. It takes a lot of leadership from guys like Jalen Rose. So it's just as sweet as the first one.
We had a lot of words to say about Jalen tonight, and they were all good, by the way.
Absolutely. He gave us a show. He, along with his great teammate, Voshon Lenard. Jalen, tell me, Northern obviously got your attention third week of the season when they beat you, so you knew that they were capable. Was that a concern coming into this game?
Well, coming into this game, that wasn't a concern because in December, we don't play as well as we do in March. And plus, you know, we had to fine-tune a few things since then, and we knew that once we got them again, that we were going to take care of them, and that's what we did.
Now, I've heard that the second time around is even sweeter. Last year, you got Southwestern, so I should say you helped Southwestern get its first state championship in about 15 years. Is this one a lot more satisfying for you?
It's better to me because it's my senior year, you know, and I've been working hard for 4 years, and I finally get to go out back-to-back champ.
Ray?
National champs, too.
That's right.
I want to say one more thing. You know, they talk about, you know, who's the best team in Michigan, you know, like over the years, you know. But I like to say that there's never been a team in Michigan that has been national champs, you know. So that's something in itself.
Can't argue with that, all right?
No, not a bit, although might have talked about a little argument here, and I'm not trying to take a negative, but you guys were ahead. Things were getting a little bit closer, and there was a play off the backboard that Voshon Lenard put up there. It was showtime. It was a little mistiming there, and I don't think, Coach, you appreciated that too much, did you?
Well, just basically had to remind them. You know, they're a bunch of fun-loving kids, and they are kids, and they like to have fun. And you know, it was a situation where I had to remind them that Northern is a tough team. You know, teams in Detroit don't quit, and they had to remember that they would come back. So, you know, I want them to have fun because we work extremely hard in practice. So it was just a reminder. You know, it wasn't any bad feelings or whatever. I had wished they had kept the lead so I could have got some of my reserves in and give them a chance to play in the state championship game. But, you know, kids will be kids. And at the next level, you know, Jalen won't do that.
Next level. Let's talk about the next level right now. You opened up maybe a little new subject here. Our let's talk to the coach first of all. Your future, is it still in high school or is it moving on someplace else, Barry?
Well, on a night like this, you know, I feel so great about this night. This is the only thing I'm thinking about is this back-to-back championship. You know, these great guys that I coach, you know, maybe in the next day or next week or so, you know, I'll have a chance to talk with Coach Fisher and the people at Michigan and see what lies ahead. But I think that, you know, it's a reward for working hard and being as successful as we have been to be able to have those options. But truthfully, I've had so much focus on these guys because I thought they had a chance to do something that was so unique in being national champions, and they were so talented that I didn't want to divide any attention. So, you know, I haven't even made any decision, but, you know, I think it's an honor for me to even get that consideration.
Well, congratulations again. Congratulations to this fellow over here, right?
Yeah, Jalen, great job. Anything you want to say about your good buddy, Voshon Lenard, who many people felt played in your shadow, but as I told Ray Lane during the telecast, he's a fine player. He plays in no one's shadow.
He definitely doesn't play in my shadow. He takes a lot of load off me, you know. That's like my 1-2 punch, you know. And like they try to key on me, Voshon to kill him. They try to key on Voshon, I kill him. Plus we got a great supporting cast with all the other teammates, so it's hard to key on one person, and that helps a lot.
Well, you both had fine careers. You're a super player, and much success for you in the college ranks.
You got somebody sneaking in here. They make another appearance here. Perry, again, congratulations. And Mr. Weber, you want to make it official now? You came back to do that?
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to take away from him. This is his time. He the man. He just won a championship. This the man right here, J. Rowe.
How do you think about each other as far as individual players and as friends?
Boy right there.
It's my boy. It's my man.
Well, that does it.
Ways.
Guys, thank you. Congratulations on a very busy day. We'll return to the Palace in Auburn Hills right after this brief but important timeout.